Y'all already know what it is. I think I got the kinks out. Had a small technical difficulty, but we back. We back. Now, one of the things that I've learned, I've adjusted to, is being that I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? I'm old school, per se. You know, I'm different. I got an old soul, so I believe I'm a little bit different on relationships. I'm a little different. See, tonight's episode is more so bringing some old school flavor back to the modern shit. Now, I want to say this too. Everybody be trying to compare relationship eras. Oh, this ain't your grandma, granddaddy era. And it's not. It's not. Shout out to, all the grandmas and granddaddies that put together 30, 40, 50 years, 60 years, stayed together, stayed pushing. Love ain't like that no more. The love in them days is a little different. You know what I'm saying? They stayed together for love. They stayed together because, back then that was how they were raised. You know what I'm saying? Granddaddy sometimes Mike wasn't shit, but he took care of grandma. And as a person in a relationship, that's all you can really ask for, is that the person that you are with is taking care of you mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, financially. All of that. They're taking care of you. They're holding you down. That is the love that we as people want. I want that kind of love. I'm not going to hold you. I want somebody I know that I can trust and believe in, and we going to figure it out. That's any man's dream when it comes to love, and shit, any woman's dream when it comes to love. Tonight, I want to talk about this because I feel like we don't have it in us to live like they did back in the day. All right. And we're going to talk about it because I feel like this is what we're doing. This is the difference that I see nowadays in relationships. They don't have the staying power. And what I mean by that is they don't have the power to... They forget to stay and fix. You know what I'm saying? The confused commitment with convenience. They confuse that. You know what I'm saying? When conflict hits today, we treat the partner like a defective product and it's been recalled, and we immediately look for the replacement. What up? Shout out to everybody tapping in on TikTok. What up? LKQ. How you doing? We immediately look for a replacement. You know what I'm saying? The resilience in that is the foundation we need the ball from. Back in the day, they stayed and fixed their problems. They didn't let little small, insignificant, minuscule ass things get in the way of what it was exactly they were supposed to do. We got together for a reason. We built this. We're not finna let it get tore down over something so small. You know what I'm saying? People argue nowadays and they fight and they leave each other because they like a picture. They partner like somebody picture on Instagram. They ready to end it all over an Instagram pic. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know how dumb that sounds? You like somebody pic on IG, so we're done. You don't leave because it's hard. You stay because it's worth it. Like, a lot of times people don't understand what's worth it. Like, why are we here? Why are we doing this? In the old school, they knew what the goal was. The goal was to build a legacy, generational wealth, make sure our kids was taken care of. I seem to think that modern society has lost the sight of that. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays it's more about how much money you got as opposed to how can you help me make some money? How can we build? How can we get some money? How can we put things together to get money? That's what it is. I see it. I see it a lot. I've been through it. The next one, they ain't willing to sacrifice individual options for mutual intimacy. What I mean by that is loyalty is the greatest benefit. Today, people value being single more than the emotional safety of having a partner. You hear people talk about it all the time. Oh, I'm single, this and that, that and this. They don't want to choose one person. They don't want to choose one person. They want to have a whole line, a whole roster is what they call it. Back in the days, you had one person. You had one person that was your person. No matter what y'all went through, that was your person. Y'all got mad at each other. Y'all went and slept on the couch. Somebody slept on the couch. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Y'all mad. Y'all sleep in the same bed. Y'all not talking. But at the end of the day, that was your person. Now, the minute somebody make you mad, the minute somebody piss you off, the minute somebody make you feel unheard, you going to cheat. The greatest sign of commitment, right, is willingly walking away from all other choices. If you're still watching who's in that line checking for you, you haven't brought the ticket to this relationship. In the old school, they had it. They had that shit. Like, you my person, I'm your person. That's just what it is. Now, I'm not saying you should go out there and tolerate, you know what I'm saying, bullshit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying back in the day, they had a reason to stay. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you back in the day, Granddaddy Styles, what up, my boy? Granddaddy and Grandma, they worked through their issues. Grandma probably knew, and let's be real, Grandma probably knew Granddaddy wasn't shit. Let's keep it a buck. Grandma probably knew Granddaddy wasn't shit, but Grandma held it down. She raised them kids. Her house was paid for. Her car was paid for. Granddaddy handled his business. He didn't let whatever it was going on outside the home fuck up his home. He did what he was supposed to do. At least that's how I came up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what we talking about tonight, Styles. That's what we talking about. Nowadays, people, like I said, you lost your job, oh, I'm leaving. You ain't got no money, oh, I'm leaving. Like I said, if you still watching the line and still checking to see who checking for you, you ain't brought in to the ticket of the relationship yet. Here's another thing I feel like the old school did that they knew that we would forget about. But me, Big Smash, I'm here to help remind and hopefully bridge some of the gaps. These people nowadays, they hide behind silence. And what I mean by that is, instead of humbly being responsible and giving clarity, they rather hide behind bullshit. They forget to say, my bad. They forgot how to apologize without an excuse. Telling somebody, I'm sorry that you made me do this is not an apology. Back in the days, you truly apologize. That's how the trust gets rebuilt. You don't, you know what I'm saying? Today, and we talked about this last week before last, grown body, baby brain. We spend a lot of time being immature when it comes to taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? The ability to repair is more important than the ability to fight. I'd rather fix it with you. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm tired of fighting. Fighting ain't no good for neither one of us. It's too much energy. I'd rather we just talk about it, work it out, figure it out, you know, do something more valuable with my time other than sitting here fighting, arguing, be mad, and be upset over some stupid shit. It has. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't want to argue and fight no more. Let's talk about putting something together. I'm sorry. My bad. Big Smash has actually become very good with that because I'm going to tell you, I had the toughest time apologizing for anything. And it took a lot of work in my soul to really, really remember why I started doing the shit that I did and how I want to improve and how I want to get better. So now apologizing doesn't really hurt me nowadays because it's just letting people know, all right, look, I fucked up. I made a mistake, right? We human, we make mistakes. Old school, they had that feeling where they could admit that you're wrong and they worked on it. If you can't do that, then you don't have a foundation for growth. Modern relationships, some of them, not all of them. And when I say anything that I speak on tonight is not all, it's just a good portion. A lot of us don't know these things or know how to do these things. And that's why a lot of us are not in relationships or can't keep a relationship. So I'm not attacking anybody. I don't want nobody, feeling like, yeah, no, I'm talking just, there's a group of people out here that don't know how to move the way that some of y'all are doing. And there's a lot of people who are a mixture of old and new. They forgot to court their partner. Old school knew this shit. That's why they was out here instilling those values through the door. They knew, listen, you ain't gonna be able to court. You ain't gonna be able to pursue. You don't know what that's like, young blood. You know how they be talking. You don't know what that's like, young blood. Listen, I start a lot of my videos nowadays and I'll be like, man, you wasn't there. You wasn't there. You wasn't outside with us when we was doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I do that for a reason, because I just want to bring back things that, make people feel good. This stuff nowadays, it don't make us feel good. It's all the bullshit that's going on in the world. I just try to go back to that shit when times was a lot simpler. But yeah, they forgot how to court their partner. The pursuit doesn't end when you get the title. The old school knew. Shout out to my pops. Shout out to my moms. Old school knew, right? It don't end when you get the title. You must intentionally date your partner. I was instilled in this continuously. You know what I'm saying? My moms didn't settle for just any old thing. And I like to think my pops played a part in that because I think he set the bar and set the tone for everything that she wanted and everything that she didn't want. So she knew, how to come with it. So low effort is a lack of respect. You ain't putting the work in. You don't respect who you with. And that was one thing that the old school really, really sold in to us is, the goal is to show your partner that you worth every effort. They worth every effort you put in on the first date. Whatever effort you put in on that first date to make sure that shit goes right, they deserve that shit every single day. And that's where some of these relationships go wrong at, because they think, all right, cool, I got you. Now I ain't got to do the work. I ain't got to do the work now. I got you. I'm going to kick my feet up. And again, I'm speaking on me too, because I was like this. I was one of them dudes that move like that. Like, all right, cool, I got you on the first date. Treated you good. I made you feel good. Cool. You in my face every day now. We talking, we kicking it, we relaxing. I ain't got to do shit. I swear to God, if I come up them stairs, we gonna have a fucking problem. Pardon the body. Old school wasn't afraid to yell at the kids either, no matter where they was at. Fuck what y'all talking about. But I feel like a lot of times we go through things and we don't necessarily intend to go through things. What I mean by that is, yeah, you get them. The goal has never been to get them though. Like when it comes to dating and all that, the goal ain't never been to get them. The goal is to keep them. Here's another thing that the old school knew that we would forget. The word is bond. in the past, if you said you do something, you did it. I can truly say the people that I came up around, all the adults and the old heads and all that, when they said they was gonna do something for their lady, they did that shit. Whether they liked it, whether they wanted to, whatever the case was, they did that shit. You know what I'm saying? They did that shit. Today, I don't really want to do that shit, so I ain't gonna do that shit. I don't want to do it. I'm cool. I don't want to be bothered. Leave me alone. Get somebody else to do it. You do it. Come on, we seen all that shit. Today, integrity ain't really as big as it used to be. But integrity is the currency of a lasting relationship. If you can't rely on small promises, little things, you know what I'm saying? How can they trust you with their entire future? If you can't even, all right, I'm gonna cut the grass when I get off work. All right, I'm gonna take you shopping when I get off work. Oh, it's your birthday? Damn, what we got here doing? Anniversaries, shit like that. If you can't remember a little small shit, you gonna fail every time. They only gonna go as far as you allow them to go. You know what I'm saying? That's just generally my thinking. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is your word is your bond. And as long as you got faith and understanding in what you're doing, the hell with everything else. The hell with everything else. Like, your word is your bond. You know? Your word is your bond. You know? And I think that's the type of things that people need to understand. Your word is your bond. You tell somebody you're gonna do something, they expect you to do that shit. They not gonna play and wait around and hope that you keep your word. They expect you to do that shit. Straight up. And that's the crazy part about all this. They expect you to do it because it's your word. Because if it was the other way around and you wanted them to do something for you, and you would wait around and wait and hope that they did it, right? So it works both ways. Respect was big in the old school. All right? You didn't have that mutual, unwavering respect. The commitment is fake because it was built off respect. Respect means honoring their word, their boundaries, their time, and vice versa. Respect is the concrete that stops the foundation from cracking. If we ain't got no respect in public, in private, that's what was different. We had respect in private. We got along in private. We got along in public. We knew our place. Speaking from the old school mentality. When you curse out, name calling, you are actively chipping away at the foundation. You are actively, you know what I'm saying, tearing down everything that you could have been building. And it don't take long. It don't take long to figure this shit out, man. Here's the thing. Here's another thing. They knew that we forget. How to build. How to build a house. How to fix cars. How to paint. How to clean. How to cook. Shit like that. I guarantee you 70% of all them men in the old school that you came up of and that was on your block in your neighborhood, I bet you all of them knew how to do all those things. They had a long-term vision. They were handyman. They put shit together. My dad, I seen it firsthand with him. My dad could fix damn near anything. All right? And he never went to school for that shit. He could fix shit. And you know, he was a caretaker for a pretty long time before he got hurt on the job. But he could fix stuff. He could fix anything that was broken, doors. He knew how to put together shit. That dude was good with his hands. Still good with his hands. And I think that's where I get some of the stuff from. I'm not as good as he was, no. but I do know pretty basic shit. I know how to use a hammer and nails, and I know how to build walls and use cement and all that shit because of him. You know what I'm saying? He taught us that, how to paint and do all that stuff. So for my house, yeah, I can do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going out looking for a profession to do that shit, but I could do it firsthand if that's what I needed to do, I'ma do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's, real basic, simple stuff, man. Also they knew how to build with the money. Dudes was tricking their money off back in the days. Don't get it twisted. They was tricking their money off. They for sure was tricking their money off. But they took care of the house first. The old lady got that money. She might give you a couple dollars out of it, but she gonna pay them bills and take care of that house before you do anything. The family, the house, the legacy, all of that. We focus on quick gratification and instant debt nowadays. Financial stability is not a shared vision. You know what I'm saying? It should be, but it more so now it's a shared struggle because ain't nobody really checking for money. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really checking for money. They don't have the money conversations. And that's crazy because when you talking about money, you gotta have some sort of discipline. I like to feel like the old school had all the discipline in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because they been there. Real shit. All that gender roles and all that shit, they had them. Yeah, they had them. They understood that sometimes you gotta step up though. She might not feel like cooking back then. He gonna get in there and cook though. There's days grandma didn't feel like cooking, but she know that this man get up every day, he work, he grind, he do everything. So she gonna do her part. The load is heavy, and you know what I'm saying, when you had them type of households back in the day, it wasn't as heavy. You know what I'm saying? You got to carry that load. Don't forget the 50-50 shit is a lie, because I can tell you they wasn't doing 50-50 back then. Everybody knew they role and they knew how to do it, and if they didn't know how to do it, they wasn't afraid to ask for help. Straight up. That willing of sacrifice is a testament to, you know what I'm saying, it's a testament to what it is you really trying to do. And I think that's what it is too when it comes to love, because a lot of times, like I said, we get in relationships and we forget to do the things that we should be doing. I think sometimes what it is that I've learned is that it is okay to be old school and new school and mix the things that you're doing. It's okay. It's okay. There's not a right or wrong way for a relationship. We got to stop thinking that it is. It's not a right or wrong way for it. You don't have to have there's not a manual on relationships, man. Like, some people just do what they supposed to do. I think in the old school they had a way of doing things that, if we in this generation took a little bit more time to study the old school ways, I feel like a lot more relationships would be better than what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think too, though, what it is people aren't really trying their hardest to be in the old school because they felt like I feel like they felt like grandma took a lot of shit. Granddaddy took a lot of shit. Granddaddy worked his ass off and had nothing to show for it. Grandma took a lot of shit. She knew granddaddy was cheating and lying and bogus, blah, blah, blah. I've seen it. Another thing, social media. People, they knew we forget how to keep in-house shit in-house. We live in a day and age where everything that you do now is on social media. Back then, if you had a disagreement or a problem, everybody didn't know about it. You know, now, if you have an issue or a problem, the whole world gonna know about it. You sacrificing a real joy for a fake standard. You trying to keep up with the blue faces and the Cardi B's and all them, and you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that the grass is greener where you water it. Not where you scroll through Instagram, not where you scroll through Facebook. See, them people get on here and their relationships be not as what it seems. But in the old school, if you was into it, you kept that shit in house. Granddaddy didn't play that shit. You kept that shit in house. Straight up. They knew we forget that stable love is quiet. We mistake being bored for bad. You know what I'm saying? You want constant thrills, constant dating, new energy, all that. Yeah, that's cool. Don't get it twisted. But you think them people in the old school and grandma and granddaddy, you think they was going out every single day? Partying every single day? Turning up every single day? Hell no. Hell no. The most important moments happen when you're just sitting and you're enjoying, you're taking it all in. Because if you come from where I come from, you wouldn't expect to be here and be in this moment. So you enjoying this. You living a life, you enjoying this shit. You not chasing a party every night, every day. You enjoying this shit. Right now is your moment. You living a life. And sometimes living a life is being in solitude. Straight up. Stop chasing the high. Embrace your home, embrace your lifestyle, embrace your lady, embrace your kids, embrace your family. Sometimes being quiet is the best shit in the world because it ain't bored. It ain't boring. Listen, I will take being at home over being out in the streets, risking my life any single day. Oh, they knew we forget that it does take a village to raise these kids. If you was slipping up, your cousin, your pastor, your uncle would call you out. Your relationship was protected by the community. You out here fucking up, you out here finna do wrong, they on your ass. Today, we keep everything isolated in a sense. We ain't trying to hear what pastor talking about. We ain't trying to hear what brother and cousin and them talking about because we love them. So we ain't trying to hear none of that. Back then, there's no accountability for none of this shit now. And toxicity breeds off that shit. You need a circle of elders to vouch, for your commitment. And that's something important too. You got a village of people who want to see you thrive, who want to see you win. You got a village of people who want to hear you. That's what they figured we'd forget. They left us a blueprint. We just gotta read that shit. Straight up. They knew we forget to bring ourselves in. We enter relationships and we expect our partner to fix everything that we went through, fix our anxiety, cure our trauma, stabilize our mood. Not knowing that back then, granddaddy handled his business. He ain't bring that shit home. He ain't bring that shit home and take it out on grandma. No. He was responsible for his own internal weather. Now, if he wanted to let her in and they talk about it, cool. That's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a different thing. But stop using your partner as a mood regulator. That's not their job. You need to be whole before you try to join another whole person. Real shit. This is what they forgot. They forgot This is what they, like I said, they gave us a blueprint. We just got to use it. Real shit. One thing that I can honor about the old school is they made you want to be in a relationship. When you look back and you see all these couples that was together 70, 60, 75, 80 years, you think them people didn't get tired of each other? Oh, them people got tired of each other. They just found something better and something inside of them that was worth keeping. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you deal with somebody 60, 70, 40, 30, 20 plus years, you get tired of their ass eventually. You're going to get tired of them 1 or 2 times. You definitely got tired of them. You ain't going to sit here and give it to me, Rodis, what up? You ain't going to give it to me that people ain't never get tired of people, or they ain't never get tired of being around each other. Bullshit. People probably got drove crazy. But in their mind, they probably thought, I'd rather be with you than be elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather deal with you than be elsewhere. Real shit. And I know it look like that. I know sometimes it might look like you'll be seeing these pictures of the old school. The woman be looking all irritated and shit. But you gotta look at it, as they are tired, but shit, they handle their business. Love, just cause you tired, don't mean, just cause you in love don't mean you don't get tired of that person. But then you gotta look at it like, damn, why did we get here in the first place? What is our purpose for being here in the first place? I think sometimes too, with relationships, it's a give and take. Sometimes you're gonna run into things that you're not necessarily sure that you're supposed to run into. You don't think you're gonna run into these things, and then you do. You don't think you're gonna run into these things, and you do. Sometimes, listen, the old school, and they was big on, let's work this shit out. Whatever we going through, let's work it out. Whatever issues we got, let's work it out. Let's not be stupid and hasty. I don't think grandma and them was out here poking holes in tires and busting windows and burning clothes. And I don't think they was doing that. I think they had more common sense of, what is the point of doing all that? That's materialistic. What is the point? Now, man, listen, they taking the kids, they burning your clothes, they fucking up your car, they doing all type of shit nowadays, man. When the shit hits the fan, like I said, I'm not saying it was right, but let's be real. Grandma knew granddaddy was cheating. Grandma knew granddaddy had all these kids on the side. Grandma knew that shit, but again, granddaddy took care of business. Nowadays, dudes be cheating and don't even got a job. Real shit. Dudes don't even be having a job, and they be out here cheating, fucking around. They fuck all day. Then they come home and want a home cooked meal. They want their feet rubbed. They want to be able to watch the game and enjoy life. And I'm just like, yo, I ain't never had that mind frame, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. I can't be living up off no woman. Granddaddy ain't live up off no woman. What? Grandma wasn't going. It's the reason why grandma took that shit, because like I said, granddaddy treated her good. That's real shit. But listen, January 10th, it's going down in a major way. It's my second live today. Crazy, right? I'm gonna talk my shit one time for everybody that's, doing their thing out here. Shout out to all the podcasters and content creators and everybody else out here doing their thing. January 10th, though, I'm gonna be doing my thing. Y'all already know what it is. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tap the hell in. If you over here on TikTok, follow me. We have a ball over there on TikTok. Y'all already know what it is. I'll see y'all soon.